Deep personal change and stronger relationships isn't in doing more, but in becoming more. That real effectiveness doesn't start with goals, strategies, or time management, but with your character. That's the heart of Stephen R. Covey's legendary book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And today, we're not just summarizing the book, we're diving deep into its soul, unpacking the life-changing principles behind each of the 7 habits, and showing how they can transform not only your productivity, but your purpose, your relationships, and your entire mindset. We live in a world obsessed with hacks, life hacks, productivity hacks, shortcuts. But Covey argues something different. Lasting change comes from the inside out. Most people want to change their results without changing themselves. They want better jobs, better partners, better health. But they don't want to do the deep, sometimes uncomfortable work of reshaping the way they think, feel, and act. Covey calls this the personality ethic versus the character ethic. Personality is what you show the world, charm, appearance, tactics. But character is who you are when no one is watching. And Covey insists that true effectiveness, whether in your career, your family, or your personal goals, begins with character. The journey begins with private victory, mastering yourself before trying to master your world. And it starts with the first habit. Be proactive. This is the foundation. Most people are reactive. They blame their mood on the weather, their anger on traffic, their failure on others. But highly effective people take responsibility, not for everything that happens to them, but for how they respond. Covey introduces the concept of your circle of influence versus your circle of concern. Reactive people focus on things they can't control, the economy, other people's behavior, the past. Proactive people focus on what they can influence, like their attitude, decisions, habits. They understand one of the most powerful truths of life. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies your power to choose. That choice leads us to habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. This habit is about vision, purpose, and intentional living. Covey invites us to imagine something a little uncomfortable, your own funeral. What would you want people to say about you? Not your job title, not how much money you made, but what kind of person you were. This isn't about being morbid. It's about clarity. When you know what matters most to you in the end, you can live differently today. You stop drifting through life, reacting to circumstances. You start designing your life around what truly matters. Whether that's being a present parent, a visionary leader, or simply a person of integrity, you define success on your terms. Covey emphasizes writing a personal mission statement, a clear statement of your values and goals, to guide your choices like a compass. But vision alone isn't enough. Which brings us to habit 3. Put first things first. This is where discipline comes in. If habit 2 is about deciding what matters most, habit 3 is about making sure your time and energy go to those things. Covey introduces his famous time management matrix, where tasks fall into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. Most people spend their lives in the first and third quadrants, constantly reacting to fires or getting distracted by fake urgency. But highly effective people live in quadrant 2, focusing on things that are important but not urgent: planning, exercising, relationship building, personal growth. These are the things that move your life forward, but they require conscious effort and the courage to say no to lesser priorities. With these 3 habits, we achieve private victory, we gain self-mastery. But humans don't live in isolation, so the next 3 habits are about public victory, learning to lead, collaborate, and connect with others in powerful ways. Habit 4 is think win-win. This is a mindset shift. Most people operate from a scarcity mentality, thinking that if someone else wins, they lose. But life isn't a zero-sum game. In relationships, in business, in leadership, true effectiveness comes from creating solutions where everyone benefits. Win-win doesn't mean you get walked on. It's not compromise or being nice. It's a courageous balance of empathy and confidence. It means seeking mutual benefit and building trust. Whether you're negotiating a deal or resolving a conflict with a friend, win-win is about believing there's enough success to go around and working together to find it. To do that, you need the fifth habit. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This may be the single most powerful communication principle ever written. Most people listen with the intent to reply. They nod while the other